welcome to the sit down. What's going on, Jay Vanity?
Nothing
I know I'm
much.
just
Just got done remodeling some stuff.
in here.
Yeah, in Metaverse. Yeah.
Oh, nice. What you're remodeling your office?
Oh, yep. Yes, ma'am.
Did you like completely demolish the original and
Yes.
just like?
You already know how I
I
work.
love that. I love that. That's awesome. So yeah, we're just rocking out here. Welcome to the show. I just already started recording. So
Okay, that's totally fine. Hello, everybody.
so before all that though, if you can turn off your notifications for right now, that way it's like you don't go like that midway and stuff like that.
Oh,
I've had
hell
that
no.
happen. What
Yep,
else
they're off.
happened? Okay, cool. What else happened during my live sets?
Let me turn off my phone ringer. That's for damn sure.
Yes,
Dang
that
sure.
one. That's the one. That's the one. I was like, it's something else that goes in the background. I'm trying to figure out the real life stuff too. But yeah. All right, cool. So welcome, Jay Vanity Upton, to the sit down. Really excited to have you here as well. This is the fashion icon in Horizon Worlds here sitting with me. Legend, the first one to create a whole fashion show for an entire week with six designers, right?
Correct.
Six designers. Girl, for an entire week. You talking about she was talking about my doors are dramatic. Who's really dramatic?
Yo, I was so ecstatic. I was literally so ecstatic when the grand opening happened during the show. Everyone is still eating that up and they're sending me clips of my grand entrance, and I love it because
yes,
I like to make an impression, and that advice always sticks with me. It's like first impressions are everything, and not only for like the people who are new in Horizon, but just for you guys, like my friends and my meta family. Like I just love leaving little imprints everywhere sometimes, you know, it's fun.
Absolutely. You're definitely a great inspiration for a lot of people. And I think just overall, like what you were capable of creating, you know, again, we got like what, 15, 16 shapes? I forget already. 15, 16 shapes. And you just made some, I don't know, phenomenal structures. That's just like, you would think that in real life, this was like a whole fashion. Yeah. Like, this compared to like the real world, I could only imagine like someone taking your stage that you created in Horizon Worlds and recreating it in real life. Seriously,
Shoot for the moon. Shoot for the moon.
Let's go. Hey, but we're aiming for the star, baby. Let's go.
Literally. Like none of like I said before, none of all of that would have happened without the Guard Mag team. Like Flex, he hopped on 2 of the stage designs because I was slowly burning out. Shout out to Flex and shout out to New York City for doing the scheduling and some promotions. And then shout out to Brooke as well. She also did some marketing as well for us. And that team just developed so well, and some things happened behind the scenes, you know, leading up to that all-star team, but things had to be done, and I needed things done at a certain manner, not on separate time frames. You know, it has to be within the schedule.
Yeah,
and we were pushing hard.
Yeah. Well, how long like were you planning all this? Like how many months did it take?
Well, originally it started off with 3 designers. It literally just me and 3 others, you know, and I was just gonna do their things, but then I kept promoting it, and that's my fault. I was promoting it, and then everyone was hearing the idea, and then everybody wanted to jump on, and then the list started growing, and then I started adding more people, and then it just turned into this big production, and I was like, well, so then it literally was going to be a week project initially, and then it turned into 2 months.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, absolutely incredible from the beginnings all the way to the final show and even the after party. You know what I'm saying? Like just like a full blown production. I felt like I was in Hollywood. Honestly, I felt like I was with a bunch of celebrities. Yeah, and like
that's what I wanted, and that's what I really wanted. I wanted to give people that experience. Like, you know me, I'm very experience friendly. Like, I just want everyone to experience something that could cost $1,000 to down to a penny. Like, it's even the little things I want people to experience, from a good time to a time where you're not spending $10,000 for an actual in real life fashion show ticket, you know?
Yeah. So you got like a somewhat of an experience in VR, you know?
Literally.
And in the future, this will be the experience for fashion. And you were, you know, pioneering it immediately by being the first one to do a full range production of a fashion show. I definitely commend you for that. Super incredible, extravagant things. Let's go back a little bit. I want to know, like, what led you to even get into fashion? Like, were you like just a young person really into it, or like what was it? What was the whole storyline of that?
So in real life, when I was 16 is when I started modeling. And then from there, like I've always been into digital, like art and fashion and stuff like that, and 3D printing. And like, you know, we had like other 3D programs that involved fashion, like Sims, IMVU, and all that stuff. But that was more like, you know, simulations. This is a simulation, but in a way, the fashion was more advanced than that type of format. And I was like, yeah, you know, cute. Blah, blah, blah. Then I came into here. I saw that we had our avatar store. And then I saw Eltram. Shout out to Eltram and El Nova. And he stopped doing fashion for a few months. And then I got bored of doing furniture. So then I kind of just went whoop, and just did it vanity's way, you know?
Right. Yeah. So from the moment you started modeling at the age of 16, what was some of the experiences that you've gained in real life that was so helpful to even help you create the structure, like seriously, the whole structure from planning to getting the models, getting the designers, all the way through?
So one skill was project management. That was my all-time favorite skill that I learned from modeling in real life. All that and coordinating, and then understanding your connections and how to make things all tie together into that beautiful present, you know, for everyone to experience. When it came to the designer's aspect, you know, like I was just buying assets, you know, I was just buying them custom. And I just really just started getting into like metaverse shopping. Like I just was so hyped and my adrenaline was going. And I was like, maybe I can actually not just go to their worlds and like their store that they created for the asset. This has to be showcased properly. So then my adrenaline kept on pumping and pumping. And then I finally started with Matt Lowe, King Patrick, and I forgot who the third designer was. And then I just networked them all together, put them in a group chat. And then I kept pitching my idea, and then it just blew up. And then I added Flex, New York, and it just became phenomenal. And I tied everyone together so everyone can experience from behind the scenes to like in front of house VIP seating, what it's like to do the red carpet. Now that one, when Flex built that one, I was astounded. Like I was so thankful really when Flex did that. It literally looks like a VMA. Like it looked legit. Like my adrenaline was everywhere.
Yeah, super wild. And you've seen like all of that, like in real life. You've been through all of that in real life. So you were more than capable of I was executing it within the metaverse, you know? Correct. So you took all those talents in the real world and brought it into the metaverse. What made you not want to do it in the real world and just started off in the metaverse?
Well, like I said in some other podcasts, like in the real world, I had some opportunities taken from me. Not people were genuine, but in the metaverse, there's a different atmosphere. And I know you noticed this. The atmosphere is absolutely. It's more genuine. You know, people speak their mind a little bit too abruptive, but at the end of the day, there's more seniority, respect, and love, and differences that are, you know, respected. And like I said, when I had some opportunities taken away from me, I didn't want to stop. Never, ever really stopped. I modeled here and there in real life. I just got done with the Seattle Fashion Week anyway. But at the end of the day, I wanted my world, not just my world, but our world to be showcased of everyone's talent. And then that's why I took all my skills of project managing, multitasking, networking, and shoved it in here. And just shoved it in here.
It was very cost effective as well, because you have no like overhead. You don't have to rent the space or anything like that. You literally built everything right in here. Shout out to Meta for that. Seriously. Shout out to Meta.
Click a button, blank world. Let's get it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you don't have to struggle to pay that rent or lease that warehouse or whatever it may be. And I think it's a phenomenal thing. So you said you had some opportunities that were taken away from you. Ultimately, what were some of the hardships that you faced in the real world while modeling and also within the metaverse?
We're going to work backwards with that question. Yeah, we're going to work backwards on that one. So the harshest takeaways ish, wouldn't say harsh, but some takeaways from Metaverse Fashion Week. You've seen it all. All the friendships that were developed or were at a high like cutoff bar were cut. And it was kind of sad, you know, like I even spoke to you privately about it. Like I anticipated none of this to happen. It was the first of everything to happen. But at the end of the day, it still kind of hurt because these were people I really admired. Some of the friendships that were broken were gained again, but it's not what it used to be, you know? So in real life, what happened where, my last show, my friend, it was his fashion show, right? He went to the bar and got super gone before his performance because he's also an artist too. And I was still there sewing and styling all his models for him while he was at the bar smoking and drinking. And I'm just like, and he's known me for so long. Like he's already known that I've been in the game for 6+ years. And it's like, why are you taking these people who aren't taking you seriously, but I took you seriously? But, you know, I'm not hating. Congratulations to him for doing Rolling Out Loud, Miami. Like, you know, sweet. He's doing his thing and I respect him. But it's like, you shouldn't have to dog people or use people for their actual talents to get somewhere. Being genuine is going to get you way further. And I keep expressing that so much because it hurts me. Like no artist should be starving or hurting because another artist wanted to like bulldog you pretty much, you know, in a sense.
Right. Well, you know, like DJ Khaled said, they didn't believe. God did. God did.
Literally.
They didn't believe it. So yeah, man, but that's tough to like deal with in real life and also deal with issues like that within the metaverse. What were some of the methods implemented to rectify the relationships maybe in the real world and within the metaverse?
Well, speaking upon that, some of the skills that I've developed outside of the metaverse in the metaverse and switched it vice versa. I just, you know, because, you know, when I first met you and everybody else, I was rambunctious. I was wild. I was fighting everybody. And, you know, I took it because I kept talking to Rhonda X, Leo Matlow, you, and a lot of other people. And I'm just like, what would these people do? You know, like I just kept it calm and I just said, hey, what's going on? Like I genuinely reached out to these people, kept calling them. They denied my call, you know, but I kept messaging them saying, hey, this was not supposed to happen. Like even you said that this is the first ever things are going to happen, you know, and they remembered they said that. And luckily, they just sat down with me and opened up a little bit more and we all kind of hashed it all out. But then some other bonds were still broken. I can't fix that. But at the end of the day, at least I tried and at least I've tried to amend some relationships. You know, not everything can be fixed once it's broken, but people know that if you're going to sit here and say, I heard a lot of people actually during my burden of proof interview. I heard some people saying that they're going to expose me for something like, and I was like, what is there to expose me of? There's all these videos
expose
of me.
yourself right now.
I am. That's what I'm doing. Like, there's all these videos. There's all these videos of me fighting people and arguing and cussing people out. There's nothing new. Like we all have a history and a past. You know, Bad Girls Club, you know? And it's like, at the end of the day, I can clean up my act and everyone else can. So it's like, what is there to expose of me more? Like, I am genuine and I am going to say like it how it is. I've always been that way. I may have left you know, some things in the past, but now that I'm learning and growing and adulting a little bit more and actually experiencing life things, shout out to all the meta parents. To all the meta parents that I've talked to too. Y'all are phenomenal. Like for all the people like that who actually sat down and like, you know, coached me, you know, like just pushed me gently. And I just went with it and I just took their advice.
Yeah, you're still learning, you're still growing. And this metaverse thing is is very new. And I think when you're very,
it's
very
wild.
young.
It's wild in here.
Yeah, it could get a little wild, but I do love it overall. But yeah, like, you know, I think personally communication is everything, you know. And you can really solve a lot of issues if you can communicate in an effective way. Some people just don't have that capabilities, or they just shut down and they don't want to communicate at all, and that's okay. But me personally, as an artist myself, you know, I understand the passion and the creative mindset of another artist. So like when you were like going through your situations, the reason why I was able to talk to you in such a manner is because I've experienced those situations myself, you know, and I know as an artist, you can get so passionate, so caught up that it may seem like you're blowing up, but it's really a love-hate relationship when you're doing something you love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And like, you literally, like, and like you just said, like with me blowing up, like you said, all great artists have those things. I remember you saying that to me. All great artists blow up or have their little meltdowns, because that means it's going to be good at the end. Your words, you hear it here, folks. Quoted by Last Girl.
Yeah, I mean, even if you like look, you know, outside of the metaverse, just artists in general, you know, they've all had their fair share of troublesome behaviors and whatnot. But you know, that's what formed their art. You know, like their art is gonna scream in your face because of all the emotions that they're going through, and they're learning and they're growing and they're still putting it into their art. And for me, I think it's a phenomenal thing. You know what I'm saying? A little crazy is kind of, it's good for the art, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? You're being your true authentic self. And again, you're still learning. And I think that's fine. It's okay. Not everybody's gonna see it as an okay thing. Only when it becomes very detrimental to yourself or to others is when you gotta be like, okay, now we need to step into a different realm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But ultimately, yeah, artists are absolutely passionate, and that is absolutely okay. But yeah, ultimately, I think you executed so well. I'm really, really ecstatic about that. And what's next? What are you looking forward to moving on with within the metaverse, or in real life, or in real world? You know, what do you got going on?
Well, I am planning on getting back into modeling slowly in the real world. In the metaverse, I just released a world after Fashion Week called The Last Vibe. It's kind of a push from Rhonda X herself, because I pitched the idea to her and she really loved it. So shout out to Rhonda for helping me on that idea. The concept behind The Last Vibe is, if you feel like a friendship is fading away or your friendship group is no longer, you just go to The Last Vibe, you pick a private room in a whisper space, and you just talk it out. Drop your DJ in there with some lo-fi and chill music and just hash it out. Because what I've really learned is that everything is valuable. And it was not until Dirt Dig show I did that nice message you recorded. Thank you, by the way, for that. Where I told everything's valuable and you really can't be affording to lose anything. You know, like you can't just always have yourself. You can, but it's always good to have someone with you. You know, at least one or two people. For season 2 of Fashion Week, we are going to do it next year, but it's not going to be called Fashion Week no more. Me and the team executive came to a decision at our board meeting that it's going to be called Fashion Month. So we're going to either do 3 shows within the month, within the span of how long that month is. So it's going to be more structured and it's going to be more uniformed. And I think it's going to be better than, you know, what it is. I'm not saying that first round was bad. It was just very stressful on everybody's part, especially mine. And yeah. And then Matt Lowe 3D, shout out. King Patrick 101, shout out. And Flex Ty, shout out. All of them are ready for season 2 of their collections, and I'm already ready.
Look at that. Everybody's on it. Yeah, that momentum was phenomenal. I think what was so interesting was how everybody was really trying to get in. I feel like there was like 3 servers. I swear.
The first night.
I was in one. The first one. Yeah, the first night. I was stuck at one of the servers. I'm like, yo, I'm part of media.
Literally. It was.
I'm part of media and I can't get it. And I had to tell you, I was like, listen, the show still goes on. You know, I got my camera girl recording and she's working just fine. So just do it. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
But that was just wild. And they were all packed. They were all the servers were packed. They were having their own party.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I remember it was you that told me that Panado and Victor 3000 and a whole bunch of other people, it was either the third or second instance that they were in. They modeled the own glasses and Victor had his DJ in there and they were just going ham. and then Panado was like, that shows that people love your insanity, Vanity. And I'm like, well, thank you guys.
Wow, that's an amazing quote. I love that. That shows that people love your insanity, Vanity. Wow.
Yes. It was really cute when Panado said that to me because it's like when I do grand openings for like worlds, I feel like it's not appreciated much, you know? But when I do furniture and fashion, all you guys just come and I'm just like, well, you know, it's a niche thing.
Well, you got something there. Yeah, you got something there.
And like I said, I'm just so happy to start shooting Matt Lowe's campaign this weekend. Hint, hint.
Ow, exclusive. You heard it here.
Literally, like, I'm just so ecstatic that I never even thought Matt was going to do a season 2, to be honest, because he's not really like, he's a stylish guy, but it's like he's more on the builder side, you know? But I'm glad that I encouraged him and other people are hyped about Dev Shades. And it just makes me feel good that I can promote not only him, but a lot of other asset designers in the future. You know, there's so much more. There's so much room. And this is so cliche in the metaverse now, but everyone can eat in the metaverse, you know? There's not just room for just the elites. You can always start somewhere.
Right. So there's elites in the metaverse. Point me to them. I wanna connect with them.
Bro, you're in the group chat.
I'm trolling.
I literally.
I don't know
if we wait until Project Cambria comes out and we do another interview, my facial expression at the camera was dead.
Yes.
I was like, girl, are you serious now?
What do you think is going to happen with Project Cambria? Because like I feel like it's going to elevate everything.
It's going to elevate everything.
It's going to grow with the new device. Because I
mean, you know how I feel about Capass right now. I mean, if you're doing all these other updates, Mark Zuckerberg, but you can't add a little bit builder capacity, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I think I'll be very honest with you. I've said it in one of the episodes already that if there's anything that I'm like, actually, it was the episode with the CEO of Never Met, Camlan, and he was like, "Well, what's one thing that you would like?" And I was like, "I'm with the people when I say that I would like more capacity." Because I think it'll really, really help, you know, at least like an extra 10 people, 20 people, just to see with that small scale up what it can do. Because we already see what's happening.
It's going to change your algorithm so heavy. Yeah. Just that extra little 5 or 10 people could change algorithms heavily. And it can help Meta a lot. Yeah. If they just, you know, they're listening, but they're not listening, you know? Yeah. But it is what it is. I'm just chilling at this point.
I think it's all in due time. You know, I like their rollouts. I really enjoy their slow rollouts because I feel like they're scaling it better, you know, when they're able to narrow down what are the issues and then pinpoint it all the way and like really execute in solving those little by little, you know, like I know we complain a lot about some of the glitches in here, but I think they're doing a phenomenal job.
They really are.
So shout out to all of the people,
the Meta employees. We love you guys.
Yeah, that are working on the tech in here. Seriously, you know, like a lot of us may complain, but it's only because we want you to be better for the people, and that's really it. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
I think you're doing a phenomenal job. So shout out to ya. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Fashion Month, and also, I mean, are you trying to drop that one? Are you trying to let us know about that one project also? The kind of in-betweener? Because you ain't saying nothing. You're really saying that.
Oh. So I've been hinting this nonstop. It's gonna be a nice collaboration. It's gonna be myself, Last Girl, Ebony Epiphany. I'm trying to get Vash Spike on it for some little small art installments. But I am going to be doing another furniture collection that last girl just so happened to have a big idea on, and it just spontaneously came in her brain one night, and I just rolled with it. And she's going to be the creative director. So shout out to you, girl. Like, I'm very proud of you. Like, I remember when I first met you, you were just doing clubs and stuff. And now look at you. You're doing media. You're doing live streams. You're doing tech support. Like, you're just doing your thing. And I applaud you. And my flowers are to you, babe.
I appreciate it.
But last girl approached me with this idea about vanity versus vanity. And that one is called Vanity versus Vanity, Demons versus Angel. But then where I got inspired even more was from Vash Spike's KD art gallery. Down in the basement is the phenomenal surprise down in the basement of his art gallery. And it all has to do with inner demons and fighting yourself. So we're going to turn that into a fashion film and a furniture collection.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm excited for that project. Vanity versus Vanity is going to be sick. I love the concept of angels versus demon because we all have that real positive side, and then we have that nuanced side, that very dark side in us. And I think even as artists, to portray that in a furniture collection or whatever else, you know, it could even go into fashion, is going to be a phenomenal thing.
And you know, it's so funny. I actually talked to Vash about this privately. I asked him, like, so what's next, Vash? You know, because I was super late to his art gallery, not gonna lie. But it's one of those things where it was in the moment. I asked him, what is next for you? He said he was gonna stray away from his dark side, but I kind of like,
yeah.
It's like, it's one of those comforting things as an artist. Once you show that side, it shows more emotions out of people. You know, when I took D and Brandon went with me to the art gallery and I took them downstairs, both of them kind of started tearing up because it's true. Like, we all have inner demons. And I always, not to sound creepy, but when I'm stressed out or I need a good sleep, I have my DJ on lo-fi and I go to his art gallery in a private instance and just sit there with the demon and fall asleep in there.
Oh my God.
to creatively recharge. And that sounds so crazy of me, but it's like, it's the little things and the most uncomfortable things.
That's not weird at all. I mean, as an artist, you know, like we really do like weird things, but it's all about the creativity. You know what I'm saying? So surrounding or immersing yourself in it, it just does something. So
his work is so phenomenal. I fangirl over him all the time I see.
Shout out to Vash Spike. We work together. I'm really happy about his gallery. It was really amazing. I love the opening night too. A lot of people came and just like blown away, like, what's this? Oh, what's behind this?
He needs to do another one, not gonna lie. He really should.
Yeah. I think ultimately I wanted to actually comment on you, Vash, saying that he wants to step away from the whole dark side and stuff like that. And that's one of the things, you know what I'm saying? Like, people start to love you for that first emotion you kind of put into your art, you know? They love you for that, but then they also want you to stay there. And it's like, but I don't feel that way as an artist. Like, artists are like, I don't feel that way anymore. So I don't want to force myself into that, because that's a state of mind. You know what I'm saying? Especially to push the greatest art out. You are like immersed in that emotion. And I feel like artists really, really suffer when it comes to that, you know? Like, we kind of have to stay. Like, I referenced The Weeknd in conversations before, and I feel like he really does come alive in the nighttime. And, you know, when he's lit or whatever it may be,
it shows in his work.
A little bit different. Yeah,
it does. Know? Especially when he's live. Not only his energy, but the fans he has, the set design. If you really notice, he always has a moon somewhere implemented in the music video or on stage with him, because he's always about that nightlife. It's something about him that I never really quite understood, but it's always comfortable. It's classy, it's retro, but it's also like, you know, it's just The Weeknd. It's just him.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to ask him, like, what does it take for you to get out of that mind frame and push more of this, like, upbeat, uplifting side of you?
You know, so crazy. We've, like, for The Weeknd, for example, like, he's already done this, like, I wouldn't say dark music, but more understanding music. If he went to like very
relatable,
upbeat,
definitely.
it would. If he went more to upbeat, then it would kind of feel off, like because he's already established that image already for how many albums now? 5 or 6 so far now. So yeah.
Yeah. I think what he does is he actually allows the production to be more upbeat, but his lyrics are kind of still like in a similar fashion. What he's always storylines, you know what I'm saying? And I love it. Shout out to The Weeknd.
I love it too.
I had some good times with Joe songs.
Literally.
But yeah, definitely. And you went to Kendrick Lamar's concert the other day, right? Talk about it.
Okay, I wasn't gonna go, to be honest, because I was gonna already buy Post Malone tickets and Jack Harlow, but something in me was like, I'm bored. I'm just gonna get a ticket. Girl, that man, the whole arena, lyric after lyric, we all just sang along in harmony. We were vibing. I was contact high as God. But when I talk about inspirational Kendrick, he's just it. He is just the wow factor. And shout out to Climate Pledge Arena for having such an icon after 5 years come back to that arena and bless the new remodeled arena with his presence. Like that was that was my first time at a rap concert. Not gonna lie to you. I always go to upbeat, poppity, really girly, music, nothing against it. But I did something out of my comfort zone and it was just a vibe. It was chill and I loved it. And I would do it again.
Yeah, as you should. Do you think that artists need to kind of step out and go check out other artists' work in order for them to like, go ahead?
Yeah,
you did.
No doubt. I do it all the time. Like, come on now. Like, if not only if you're creatively stuck, but if you just want some like a refresher or a reminder of who you are, just go out and do something in the real world. Like Kendrick Lamar for me. Like, or if I come in here and I need some inspiration, I'll just go world hopping, I'll just interview some people slowly and talk to them and get some more inspiration and recharge my creative brain and just start building again. It's always okay to go back and check yourself, like I said, Eltram, shout out to Eltram again. Like he was doing fashion for a few months and stopped building. And then I picked it up. Me and Eltram, we're cordial, but I just keep it pushing. Like he inspired me to do fashion, not going to lie, even though I already have a background in it.
Well, it was just one of those things where I respect. Is a phenomenal
exactly.
Thing,
Exactly. And it's just, there's the respect level, not even in the metaverse, can be improved. And people just need to understand that,
Yeah.
And
I do think that a lot of artists kind of like lock themselves in and
in that box.
I don't know. I feel they lock themselves in a box and try to push out something like some creative aspect. And like they get stuck, and I think it's part of an artist's self-care routine to get out and go explore other things. It could be anything. It could be the music. It could be going out to a club, a restaurant, or traveling. A lot of people travel and it recharges them to like, get more inspiration to be creative again. And artists definitely.
Can I be honest with you, last girl, real quick?
It's okay to do that.
Can I be honest with you? So remember how I was doing I think you've kind of sat in some interviews with me and people asked me like, well, why don't you collaborate with Eltram? I think it was on Burden of Proof that I mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it again. You know how people encourage other people or they don't really like take action to do things as a collaboration? Well, I've approached Eltram many times, he said no, and I respectfully, like I said, I keep it pushing and I keep it cordial, but I still see him. I say hello. And if he just didn't keep saying no, I still would have collaborated with him. But there's always going to be all those no's, until you get a yes.
Yeah.
And
at least he wasn't like butthurt or took it like personal. Or
it just motivated me.
Crap. Yeah. No.
And I love him so much, and he's amazing.
Not me, because I get my feelings hurt real quick. I'm like, oh, really? Are you serious? Oh my God, you said no to me? Me? Really? Yeah.
But hey, you have to create your own lane, love. And that's what I did, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's a phenomenal designer as well. If he comes out with a project or any type of shows, I'm there and I'm supporting. I think he's really, really phenomenal in his right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Fashion Month, you know, and Vanity versus Vanity. That's gonna be so sick. I'm excited for that too.
Girl, I'm so excited.
I know you got a bunch of projects coming up, girl. So what do you do for self-care? I know you went out to Kendrick Lamar's concert, but like, what else?
So I travel once in a blue moon. I go to concerts. I go to the winery down the street from my house, or I just like take a day off of Oculus or a few hours, you know? Like I take time for myself, trust me. Right now I took a week off work due to some health and like medical issues, but I'm gonna be back on my A game, you know. But I do take care of myself and I make sure that I put myself first because I'm not gonna sit here and like be pushed around and you know dogs
and
like,
ultimately drain or just ultimately drained, you know, like you don't want to get drained for something that you really, really love. And I think you taking some time out for yourself is the best thing. And we need you here in the metaverse and in the real world.
Yes.
So keep doing what you're doing. I'm so proud of you. You've come a long, long way. I've definitely watched your journey in the beginning from a distance. And then as we got into know each other more, I'm like, wow, like she's actually really phenomenal. She's an artist. Like I get it, period. And that's that. And I love you. You know, I'm here for you and I support you in all that you do.
Thank you, love. And same with you, honey. Like, you're just phenomenal. Like I said, like, watching you just from club promoting and hosting, now you're just... Look at this.
We have to sit down with it.
Literally, we're at the sit down with it. Like, honestly, did you think you would be here right now in the metaverse? Like... doing all this tech stuff?
No, I did not think about any of this at all. It was not even in my head. I was just like,
it just happened.
I want to know what the metaverse. Yeah, it just flowed. It flowed, and I'm a big believer that if things are very, very difficult when you have the idea to do something, that's okay. It might not be your time for that. And if you want to shift gears and you see that the flow is like it's like godly, like everything's just coming together very smoothly and easily, that's your direction in life. That's your direction. Yeah.
Period.
And this came very, very easy for me. It was very smooth and it was all with positive vibes and a lot of passion put into this. And I'm like, okay, well, I hear you, universe, and I'm listening and I'm taking action. And that's that.
That's so good. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, Jay. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Yeah,
so excited.
Always.
Appreciate you so much. Let everyone know where they can find you, all your socials.
Yes. So on Facebook, it is JVanity Upton VR. On Instagram, you can follow me at JVanity Upton without the VR. Last Girl on Earth _VR.
Last Girl on Earth VR, no underscore.
VR, sorry.
You got it though. You got it. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you at the next show. Don't forget, love each other. Bye.
Bye.